Howdy doody, everybody, and welcome back to my page. Yeah, I don't know, I want to do something a little different for an intro. So, today we're going to try a new game. It was a free game. It looked pretty interesting when it came to the images I saw of the game. And it's called Where the Winds Meet. And quite honestly, I had no expectations at all for this game. It was a free game. It looked kind of neat. It's an MMO from what I can gather, but apparently you can play it as a solo player, so that's nice. And yeah, I wanted to give it a go. I wanted to check it out. I have noticed that it's very story oriented, and I don't know if that's maybe just because I'm going through kind of like a tutorial or something. The tutorials anymore are very long, so who the heck knows? I mean, you're probably about 3 hours into the game before your tutorial is over. But the graphics themselves, they actually look pretty good. Once again, it is a free game. It is a large game. It's over 100 gigs to download. But if you don't have too many games, or you're not too interested in a lot of games, and you don't really like 2D games like what I've been playing, Stardew Valley, you want to play something more 3D, and this might be the game for you. First impressions right away. I'm looking at the character models. I'm looking at the backgrounds. I'm looking at the colors. It's all pretty interesting. I'm not a huge fan that it's so story oriented, but a lot of games anymore they seem to be. And I don't know. We'll have to delve into the game a little more before I can actually make final assessment with how deep the story gets into. But this is pretty interesting. So we started running away from these dudes. And there was a bit of a cutscene, and then it started telling me how to do certain things. So there's a lot of dodging, and then I was actually able to go around and shoot them with an arrow and some other stuff. And we were just running through this little village, or this little, I guess it's a forest area, and fighting. So it's kind of neat, especially if you like quick time style games. It's definitely in here. Kind of reminds me of Become Human, the way that the quick time things kind of show up. Whether the rest of the game is going to be like that or not, I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to assume that there is probably something there about that. But I'm really early into the game. However, this is my first impression of it. This is the first time I ever played it. I wanted to open it up. I wanted to see what it was all about. And especially for a free game, I can't really knock on it. As far as I can tell, especially for being a free game, it seems all right. I recorded a lot of this. I'm going to probably cut out a lot of the cutscenes. You saw the beginning cutscene, so I guess as we go on, I want to cut out some more of the cutscenes. It just kind of slows the whole pace of the game down. I'm looking, really all that I can tell is, with this game anyway, is the scenery. We're just so early into the game, and I'm telling you, the scenery is really nice. I'm not sure how big the crew is that put this game together. I'm guessing it's more than one person. But the scenery is really, really nice. I can appreciate it. And they say that this is an open world game. So I'm actually looking forward to actually going through this whole map. Well, you'll see a little bit later, but I got a bit of a map opened up near the end of my little gameplay trial today. And I think it's a really big map. I'm not exactly sure how big. I don't know if it's as big as Elder Scrolls Online or anything like that. But it looks like there's definitely a lot of exploration that you can actually do. Yeah. Then we got to fight this boss guy. Now, the way that this little mini boss fight is, it really reminds me of how a lot of... I can't really call it Souls-like games, because it's not as hard as a Souls-like game. But I think one of them that had something like this was, more recently, was the Hogwarts Legacy. And the bosses that you have to fight, they have these patterns. You have to kind of pick up on the patterns, then you have to fight around the patterns. It seems like it's more of an old school style of fighting, big boss fights. You get a big boss, he's got a huge penis. I don't know if you're going to catch that or not. No, they have a huge life bar. and you have to fight them, you have to dodge them, that type of stuff. This is exactly how this boss fight goes. I have played a lot of games like this in the past. It's not really my favorite type of style. It's not bad either. So while I was fighting this boss, they were kind of giving me tutorials on like certain like special moves that apparently this character has. And so I'm like, oh, that's another thing, is the creative character. The creative character is actually really, really, really good. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do with the character to create him. I was really impressed with that. I will say that the creative character was actually really cool. I didn't record the creative character because I spent a lot of time, probably more time making my character than actually playing the game today. But so far, this game, it's got me intrigued. Like, it's like, okay, it's a little different than what I'm looking for. But it's not Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is not a bad game. I think it's kind of similar. They tried to do a little bit like Breath of the Wild. I didn't really want to play that style game. I wanted to play something maybe just a little bit more realistic looking. I have my cartoonish game already. I don't need another one. But yeah. So far, this game, it's a little bit rough around the edges still. I think it's a fairly new release, I think. But I can see it going somewhere, at least for a little while. And, I mean, I'm so rusty with this type of game. Not to mention the controls are a little bit funny. So it's one of those games where you're going to have to learn the controls because they do a lot with the left, pushing the left stick and right stick in, which I was never a huge fan of, but it's what it is. I sped this fight up a little bit. If I was playing a Dark Souls game, I would have gotten wrecked because my timing was just off so bad. But I'm guessing that if I do progress playing this game, I will probably get better at dodging and blocking and all that other stuff. Now, there is a lot of things that you can do. There's like blocking assistance, and there's a difficulty. You can change the difficulty of the game, so that's always great when you can actually do that. Some people, they're just story-oriented game players. What do they call them? Storybook gamers, something like that, which I'm kind of become as I've gotten older. Then there's the competitive gamers, which seems like maybe there's a little bit of that going on here, so they might have a little something with this game. And then there's also what I call like the Dark Souls players, the ones that just kind of like to torment themselves. I have a lot of friends who like doing that. I never understood it, even when I was younger and I was more competitive playing games. I never understood it. It's just not my thing. Other people like it. And I know there's a harder difficulty setting. I don't know if that's going to make the game as hard as Dark Souls, but hey, it's a free game if you want to check it out. And if you like your Dark Souls games, you can always make it more difficult. See where it goes. More cutscene stuff, so I'm going to cut a lot of this out, you know. Be ready to watch a lot of the game if you download it. But hey, free game, open world, I don't know. It might have a little bit of potential. I looked at the reviews, and the reviews are mixed right now. There's a lot of people giving it great reviews. There's a lot of people that are like saying it's mid. It's kind of too hard to tell where exactly the game will stand. We'll give it another little while. So yeah, we'll move on from here. And there's that Firefly. That's like, this is the first time that you see the Firefly. I don't know what's up with that lightning bug Firefly, whatever the heck you want to call it. With the blue light on the back instead of like the greenish one that they normally have. Some sort of magic, I'm guessing. But yeah, all right. Cutscene. Let's cut the rest of this cutscene out. That was a cool transition, though. I will give it that. So here we are. This section. There's my character. Supposedly, something about like 10 years have passed since the intro of the game, and this is me just kind of screwing around, trying to figure out what the controls are, trying to figure out what I can do. Apparently, I'm supposed to bring this little girl into town or something, which I eventually get to. But right here, it's just me kind of messing around with the controls, seeing what you can do. Apparently, you just cut straight through the bamboo. I thought it'd be really cool if you could cut them down. I don't know. I find that interesting. But, heck, that's me. So, yeah, this is just me checking out everything. I'm sure if you decide to download the game, check it out. You'll probably be doing the same thing. More cutscene stuff. Let's cut this out and let's move on to the rest of the game. Real quick before I cut it out, this little girl that you're supposed to take care of, I think it's a girl. That's the character I decided to come up with. You can make the character way different. You can make it a boy or a girl. You can make them look younger, look older. They're, like I said, the creation character is actually pretty decent in this. All right, time to cut the scene. After that cutscene, I just started running through the forest again, and once again, I was just kind of looking around, and yes, once again, we got to another cutscene. I stopped recording just completely because by this time I realized, okay, this game has a whole heck of a lot of cutscenes. So yeah, I didn't have to edit that out. I stopped my recording then and there when I actually did it. And it's just me kind of screwing around because apparently the little girl, she was able to get across the bridge, but the bridge gave way after she got past it. And it told you a couple more things you can do with your character. So at this point, I still think that I'm in some sort of tutorial. But hey, I know that I was supposed to kind of go directly to wherever this location is, the little icon is up here. I wanted to look around just a little bit before we did that. And I think we have another cutscene coming up. All right, next. Yeah, whatever. All right, so another thing that I saw that I thought was kind of cool about this game. I mean, yeah, once again, I'm just looking around, exploring the game world. It looks really nice. I will give this crew credit. They made a really nice world. And I was just trying to see how the physics work because they don't seem to work normally with this guy. Like, you know, you think some of the stuff you can do in Skyrim going up like the side of the mountains. Like, look at this. He's almost like a whole 90-degree freaking angle, and he's running straight up the freaking side of the freaking mountain. So, yeah, the physics are a little bit funny. Oh, yeah, and this is another tutorial. This guy right here.
One by one.
Pretty sure it's a guy. He showed me how to use a bow. At least I tried. I did all right. I mean, I kind of skipped what he was saying, so I had to kind of figure out what I'd do myself. Anyway, here's a couple bandits, and this is just me just going through the stuff that I learned and applying it to fighting the best that I can. Still, my timing's a little bit off, but hey. And yeah, somehow like half the day disappeared. Now it's going to dusk. But I also, once again, got to give the company who developed this game, I got to give them credit. They did a very good job with the lighting and everything. The fighting is very basic for the most part. It's what you expect from like an early 2000s hack and slash. I'm thinking, I don't know, like God of War maybe, something around there. Something like that. You got the powers, you can block people, that type of stuff, whatever. But it's not a linear game from what they say. Apparently it's an open world. I haven't had enough time to explore, and I think I like this game enough to actually go and check it out. So if I want to switch from the other game that I'm playing, I think this might be the game that I might come and visit for a little bit. I know I also have the Terminator game, and it's not bad. It's just I'm not in the mood for shooters at this point. So that's that. I'm more interested in a game like this. And yeah, here's the beginning of the map. This is what I've unlocked apparently. And this is only like a little corner. I think this is one section or whatever. I see like this red outline around it. I don't think that's the whole map. I think that's literally just one section. So I'm wondering if this map is sort of sectioned off like they did Witcher 3 and like they do Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, and here's some other, this is just some online MMO bull. Let's just get rid of that. And this is an NPC that tries to sell you some stuff. Apparently, because I bought something from him, I don't know, it did something for the leveling of my character. I'm not really sure exactly what it did, but hey, it did something. And yeah, now I'm watching this bear. He wants me to kill the bear, so I'm going to go over there and try to kill the bear. Another thing that is really weird is apparently your character definitely has like some powers. So he observed this bear doing Tai Chi, because I'm going to cut the cutscene out. He witnessed the bear doing Tai Chi, and when he observed it, he learned how to do a Tai Chi throw because he watched the bear. All right, now we're moving on. Skill theft begins. This is one of the skills that your character gets. So, yeah, you just do all this blue or whatever, and yeah, there you go. Now I learned Tai Chi, so that's how that went down. Now we're going to fight the bear, and we're going to move on. I tried to shoot the bee nest down. I figured that'd be something you can do, but apparently you can't. So even though the scenery looks really good, apparently a lot of it's not interactive, which kind of sucks. What can you do? It's a free game. I don't know if they're going to change that or not. We'll see how it progresses. Another thing I wanted to see if it was possible to do is hunt. So I saw there's a bunch of deer here, and yeah, like look at that lighting. That's really nice. I got to give him credit for that. But anyway, yeah, so there's deer there. I wanted to see if I can actually, like, shoot a deer, get something from it. And apparently, at the very least, you can do that, so that's cool. So, animals that you can use for food, apparently you can interact with, which is great. And, yeah, now we have some more bandits. We're going to go, and we're going to have a little bandit fight. We're going to see how this winds up. I think at this point, I was trying to switch between my weapons because I noticed he has like a big old staff on the back, and then he has a sword. And I wanted to see which one I was better with. I don't know if that has something to do with the creative character, the options that I chose. But this is where I'm at right now, and I'm sure I'll learn more about it the more I play the game. Let's just get through this part. All right, last bandit there. And I'm going to go grab the treasure chest, and then we're going to keep on moving.
We should be careful.
We made it to the first little village area, and we had another customer.
What are you all doing here?
Sure did.
Get rid of that really fast.
Get half a G free.
And I just kind of wanted to look around. This is a very small little village. I think it's a village. It looks more like a camp. More to follow, I guess, the farther I get into the game. So, while I was just trying to look around, apparently this dude up here, I don't know.
Think you could walk past
if he's somebody from my past or something. Apparently I offended him because I didn't say hi to him or something, and then we had to fight. And this was just... It was another style of fight. In this specific fight, I think this is also tutorial stuff because it focused on reflecting his attacks and wearing down his energy. And that seems to be a constant thing in this game. So I have a feeling that that's definitely something you're going to have to do to progress in the game. Just learn how to deflect all this stuff over and over and over again. Which, I don't know, it could get a little repetitive, but we shall see. I don't think I'm going to bore you to watching this fight all the way through. I'll give you a little bit of what we were doing, get an idea of what a lot of this fighting seems to be part of, what they expect you to do, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think that's enough. Let's wrap it up here. After that fight was over, there was another cutscene. I'm not going to show most of the cutscene, but I am going to show that there is that little firefly dude with the little blue bowl on the back, and there's some guy dressed as a beggar, it looks like. I think it's the same guy that had that fly earlier. I think that's what they were trying to imply there. And some more online MMO bull. So let's cut this out. And that's where I pretty much stopped my gaming experience in this game for this evening. Overall, I think the game definitely has some potential. I kind of like it. He needs to learn more about it. It's too early to really give this thing a score, but I think it's going to be actually a half decent online gaming, especially for being free. But that's all I got. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you played this game or checked it out, or if you're interested in playing it, let me know what your experiences are. Let me know what you think about it. And anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. You have a good evening, morning, or afternoon, whatever it is where you're at. And I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.